welcome back. Today's video is going to be a winter skincare favorites video. So the reason why I decided to put this video together is because during the winter months, my skin feels like sometimes it is beyond dry. So I really try to make sure that I kind of change up some of my cleansers during the winter months. I tend to have to go to heavier moisturizers, and I usually need to do a little bit more skincare routine in terms of using more hydrating masks to bring back some hydration to my skin. So what I'm going to go through, and show you guys some of the products that I've been using kind of like on repeat really since the month of November. So I will start with a cleanser that I kind of switched over to that I started using during the fall, and then I'll go through and show you guys some of my other masks that I'm using as well. So normally when it comes to Lancome, I'm not all too familiar with Lancome because I really don't use it. I actually was gifted a little gift set by my sister, and she uses Lancome, and so I decided to go ahead and try it since obviously she gave me some cleansers and creams and other stuff like that. And I have to say, I honestly really liked this from the first time I used it. I think what I liked about it is because, like I said before, I suffer from dry skin during the winter months. I personally noticed that when I used this cream to foam cleanser, it didn't dry my skin out at all. Sometimes when I use certain cleansers, like in the spring, summer, it's fine during the spring, summer, but then when I use those same cleansers during the winter months, especially if it's like a gel-based cleanser, it tends to make my skin feel a little bit drier than normal. So this didn't dry it out, and I actually really liked it. You know, to use it. I was glad that she got it for me so that I got a chance to definitely give it a try. Would I buy it again? I actually would. I wouldn't really use it like all 12 months of the year, but I will say it was a nice cleanser to use like during the winter months when my skin was like at its driest. So again, this is the Lancome Cream Radiance Cleanser. All right, so the very next item I use is actually a toner, and it's a toner that I have used on repeat probably for the last few years. And whenever I run out, I always get it. I usually buy it during the Sephora VIB sale, and that is the Clarins Toning Lotion. And what I like about this one is I always use this product before I apply any sort of moisturizers or night creams. So obviously it's probably like the second item, if you will, if I'm not masking that night in terms of my normal like nighttime routine. So I just get a little cotton swipe and I go over it with this product all over my face, and I really kind of just let it kind of set in before I start to apply my moisturizers. And I just think it's really good for the skin. I feel like it really refreshes my skin and it softens it. I do notice a difference in terms of the texture, and also when I go to apply like my nighttime creams, it just really kind of glides and sets in my skin very nicely. So toning is really big. I didn't used to tone several years back, and then I kind of got into toning in the last few years, and I've tried different toning lotions, but I keep coming back to the Clarins, and it's by far my favorite one. And like I said, Sephora carries it, so you could definitely pick this up during the Sephora VIB sale and score that little 20% off, which helps and, you know, gets you a toning lotion. So definitely try it if you haven't checked it out. All right, so the next product I'm going to mention is another product by Clarins, and this right here is called the Blue Orchid Face Treatment Oil. It is definitely an oil that you would use on your face. I'm really big on using oils on my skin, especially in areas where I have maybe some dry areas, maybe some patchy areas. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll even put an oil all over my whole face at night, and I just like it to set in and soak so that in the morning when I go to kind of wash my face off, I feel like my skin is very hydrated. This is actually made with 100% pure plant extracts that's actually in here, and it says specifically in terms of skin type, it says it's for dehydrated skin. So if you do have some dry skin going on right now, especially depending on geographic location wise where you're at, definitely try this. It's by Clarins. I picked this up during the Sephora VIB sale during the month of November, and I saw this product on fellow Instagrammer DGGLA Diva Lisa. She actually had done like a little Instagram story where she was showing, I think, some of the products that she uses for, you know, skincare, you know, products that she was loving. And this one right here it was kind of mentioned in terms of her different oils. So when it went on sale, or I should say when Sephora ran their sale for their VIB, I decided why not give it a try, because I did have some dry areas. And I have to say honestly, out of all the different oils that I've tried, this is by far my favorite oil. In terms of oils, if you're not really big into using face treatment oils, then you may feel it to be really heavy on your skin. I personally like that because when my skin is really dry, I use this at night. So at night you want heavier creams because you kind of want that to kind of set and kind of develop in your skin. And I feel like this does a really nice job at doing that. So if you are into face treatment oils, you cannot go wrong with trying the Clarins Blue Orchid Face Treatment Oil. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna move into is facial masks that I'm loving. So I'm gonna start with the very first one. I got all of these different masks from Sephora. It just happened to be the ones that were my favorite this year, happened to be all Sephora. So I'm gonna start off with the more budget-friendly ones. And the first ones I'm gonna start off with is this one right here. It is by Sephora brand, and I will include some up-close shots of this. This is the Sephora mask. Green clay mask, I should say. And then I also have another Sephora brand right here. This is the blue clay mask. So one is the green and one is the blue, so it's color coordinated. And the differences between these two masks, in case you're wondering, the green one says it is targeted to purify and you know, basically kind of make your pores appear to be smaller. And the blue one right here basically is to detoxify and kind of like, you know, just provide more oxygen to your skin. I have tried, they have a pink one. I think the pink one is the hydration one. They have a purple one as well. They have them all in different colors, and it states what each mask does. I would say out of all the Sephora brand like clay masks that they have, my two favorites happen to be the blue and the green. The green I really like. It feels very calming on my skin when I put it on, and it really does what it says it's supposed to do. It does close up the pores to give it more of a perfected look, if you will, once you take it off. And I think this does a really nice job of removing impurities when it detoxifies your skin. So they both do a really nice job. They're very friendly on the budget. I want to say off the top of my head, they may be $3, give or take. I know it's like not more than $4, and I'll put the price and links down below to both of these products as well, but definitely friendly on the budget. And even though they say 4 uses, I'm telling you already, this green one, I've seriously probably have gone in so far about 7 or 8 uses from it. So definitely more than what it says it is. All right, so the next product I'm going to mention is actually a overnight facial mask. It's by the company called Origins. This particular mask I've used now for the last couple of years. This is the Origins Drink Up Intensive Mask, so it is definitely an overnight mask. One of the things that I do like about this mask is it provides a lot of hydration. So again, I've told you guys my skin is really dry during the winter months, so I like to use a nice deep hydration mask anywhere between 1 to 2 times a week overnight, especially if my skin is dry. With this particular mask, what I like about it is it actually feels like a moisturizing cream that's going on your face. So it's not a gel, it's not thin, it's not runny. When you go to squeeze it and actually rub it in your skin, it feels like literally like I'm rubbing a moisturizer into my skin. So it doesn't sit on top of the skin, it actually absorbs and goes within the layers of your skin. And by morning, when you get up in the morning, your skin is so soft, it's very hydrated, and you wash your face off, do whatever you do, you won't notice any dry areas with this. So it's really good to use, I think, if you are exfoliating maybe your skin one night and you want to bring back the hydration back to your skin. I think it's a nice mask to use. Or if you're like me and like to get microdermabrasions and you get an appointment that day, it's a nice mask to put on that night to kind of, again, bring back the moisturization back into your face. So it's a really good product. I really like it. Again, I picked these up during the VIB sale, and this particular one, it's 1.7 ounces. I went with this size just because I was traveling and I needed something kind of like friendly to be able to take on the plane and stuff like that. But I definitely highly recommend the Origins Drink Up overnight Quench Your Skin's Thirst Mask. So definitely check it out. All right, so now I'm getting down into my final 3 masks that I'm going to share with you guys that were my favorites for these winter months. The masks that I'm going to mention are all 3 of them are by the same company. They're all 3 by Peter Thomas Roth, but I'm gonna share with you guys my favorite one. It has been my go-to one for the last 3 years I have used this mask, and this is it right here. It is again by Peter Thomas Roth, and I'll include some pictures for you guys up close. This is called the Pumpkin Enzyme Mask, and really what this mask is, it's not like a soothing, relaxing mask, so don't think it's like that. It's really kind of like a facial treatment, if you will. And so what it does, it's basically like a skin resurfacer, and it also goes through to exfoliate. They say it exfoliates with pumpkin enzymes in it. So when you first put it on your face and you go to kind of start rubbing it in, you definitely feel it kind of activating in your skin. So you may feel like a slight tingle on your skin, but then that tingle goes away. And as you just kind of rub it in, you just rub it in for a few minutes, it really just goes through and polishes your skin. It makes it much smoother. It really kind of started helping with my overall complexion, you know, to kind of like even it out my skin tone. I didn't notice a major difference when I started using this, especially in certain areas where maybe I had some blemishes, you know, on my face. Now, it's not going to be a miracle like face, you know, mask, if you will, but it will, like I said, help. You'll notice a difference in the appearance of your skin. This just smells amazing. When they say it's pumpkin, it's literally like pumpkin in a jar. I'm not lying. And you could just kind of tell a little bit with the texture. You can see, you know, the little beads in it that, you know, actually activating your skin. But you don't really need a whole lot with this. And like I said, when it starts to tingle, if you're one to not really like that, you just activate it with a little bit more water and you won't feel it as much. I personally like it because I feel like the product is really working when it's doing that. If you are prone to like sensitive skin like I am, I'm very prone to sensitive skin, so I have to be very careful in terms of certain products I use, because not only does it cause redness, some products can really just break me out in hives. So I'm very particular about what I put on my skin, and I've noticed I do not have any issues at all when I use this. It is my go-to product. I love, love, love this stuff. And anytime I feel like I'm getting like a breakout, I just start putting this on here, and it immediately helps to kind of break whatever that is down into my skin, and it just works really good. So I cannot recommend this one. This is probably out of all the Peter Thomas Roth masks that are on the market, this is my favorite one. Next mask I mentioned by Peter Thomas Roth, same thing, was part of that 5-piece set, is this one right here, and this is the Irish Moor Mud black mask. All black, as you can see right here just by looking at it. And this particular one I really like to use because, again, when it comes to really kind of using a mask to kind of get in there and really kind of pull out any impurities, I feel like this does an excellent job with it. To be honest with you, you can't go wrong with anything that's in the Irish Moor Mud line from Peter Thomas Roth. I know they also make a cleanser that's very similar and, you know, properties to this stuff right here, and I love that cleanser. It works really good. But anyways, I like using this mask right here because not only does it go through and pull up any impurities and it refines the skin, it also closes your pores. But whatever the product that's in here, it also moisturizes my skin as well. So I feel like it provides, it hydrates my skin. So it doesn't feel drying or anything like that when I take it off. So I do really like using it. I don't leave it on longer than 10 minutes because it's black, and it's the longer you leave on, the harder it is for you to kind of soak and get that taken care to take it off. So, but I can't recommend it anymore. I do really like it. It is, again, the Irish Moor Mud, and this is called the Purifying Black Mask. This one right here is the Cucumber Gel Mask, and this one is a really nice cooling mask. I usually put this in the refrigerator before I put it on just to kind of get it nice and cool, and then I put it on my face and it gives it a nice relaxing cooling effect, which is really what I like when I use this stuff. And a lot of times what I'll do is I'll pair this mask right here, which is the cucumber mask, I'll pair it with the pumpkin enzyme. So like, for example, let's say if it's my exfoliation night, which I usually do like 2 nights a week, so I'll exfoliate with the Peter Thomas Roth Pumpkin Enzyme mask, and then afterwards I will follow it up with this one right here, which is just to hydrate my skin back in here. Or sometimes I'll mix this particular mask with the Overnight Origins mask that I mentioned earlier. I kind of mix and match my mask that way depending on my skincare needs. But these two are paired really nicely together. And like I said, this just kind of helps calm your skin after you do any sort of exfoliation, or like I said, if you get a microdermabrasion, it's really nice to kind of just bring back and really kind of just soothe the skin with all the different extracts that are in here. My nighttime cream, it is my all-time favorite moisturizing cream that is on the market. If you have dry skin, or if you just are looking for a really good nighttime cream to use, maybe for anti-aging or to really just kind of soften the look and tone of your skin, I cannot recommend this one right here anymore. This is by Peter Thomas Roth. It is called the Mega Rich Intensive Anti-Aging Cream. What I like about it is not only does it moisturize my skin, but I honestly do see a difference since I've started using this in terms of just the texture of my skin. Like I said, you know, when my skin is really dry, and I tend to reach for this during the winter months, I think it does a really good job at just really kind of bringing back the suppleness, if you will, to your skin. It is a thick, heavy cream. So definitely this is not a cream I personally use like during the day, just because it's really thick. And a little really goes a long ways with this cream. Like really, I only do little dabs when I go to put it on my face, and then I kind of lightly go through and pat it into my skin. But you don't need a whole lot at all with this stuff. Like I said, if you do want to use it like in the morning, I just find it to be a little bit heavier than I like. I don't usually like my moisturizers heavy in the morning, just because I'm usually will use other, you know, moisturizing products and sunscreen and stuff like that. So this is like a cream that I only use at night. Hey Jasper, my dog is just standing up. So this is a cream that I only use at night. I don't use this during the day, but it's a really good cream and I like it a lot. So anyways, that concludes all the items that I was loving for the winter months. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful, especially if you are a mask junkie like I am. I'm always open to trying different masks, and maybe I'll film another video on my favorite mask of all times, and I will include some of the masks that I was loving, some masks out there that I'm not loving. If you guys have any recommendations on some really good masks, especially hydrating masks, please don't forget to let me know down below. In terms of like other facial treatments that I do besides my normal at home, I guess you could say, skincare routine, I also do get microdermabrasions usually once a month, and when my budget allows it, I try to get HydraFacials, which if you've never had a HydraFacial, I highly recommend it. It is like one of the best facials that you will ever get. Trust me. It's not a relaxation facial. It's definitely a treatment facial, but just in terms of all the vitamins and everything that they use in your skin, it's a reason why they're really expensive, but they are really good if you can, you know, kind of stretch that in your budget. Maybe next time I get a HydraFacial, I'll try to do a vlog so you guys can kind of see a little bit what goes on with that if you've never gotten that before. But anyways, hopefully you guys liked this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and I will see you guys soon. Bye, everyone.